Alright, pal. Go when you're ready.
Alright. So, my title of my film is Insanity. This is because it's about a young man who is going insane and he's losing his mind. So I think the genre of this would be a horror thriller because of what the topic is about, mental health, and there's going to be a lot of like frightening scenes in it. So the duration of this film will be 1 hour 40, which usually follows the conventions of horror, because most of the horror films are about 1 hour 30 to 2 hours. So the launch date is about 7th of October 2019. Because I wanted it ready for Halloween, I thought it would be a good time. That's when people usually watch horror films. So the whole outline of it is this young man called Thomas, who has voices in his head, and there will be a character playing the voice in his head, which all the other characters obviously won't see. And it gets worse and worse throughout the film until we finally hit the ending, which is the climax of the film. So, character breakdown. So, Thomas Simpson is the one that's going insane. He's 20 years old, who's white, middle class, and he's the one with the voices in his head. And his goal is to punish Freddy, because he got with a girl he liked called Kate, and this is what the whole antagonist was, to make him like lose his mind. And then there's Freddie Johnson, Thomas's best friend. He's 19 and middle class. He's black and British. And Tom wants Freddie, and his goal in the film is to get Thomas back, who's his best friend. And then we've got Charles, who's a voice in his head. He's 40, he's white and middle class and American. His goal is to persuade Thomas to kill Freddie. And then we've got the girl, Kate, who is black and British, and she's aged 19, and her goal is to help Freddie through his struggles of losing his best friend.
Can you go to, sorry, don't with that one. Can you do casting, please?
Casting.
Yeah, don't need that one.
So the suggested cast, to play Thomas, I think Will Poulter would have been a good actor for it. He's played roles such as in Bandersnatch, where he plays this sort of sadistic game maker, which I thought he would be brilliant for it. He's also played loads of varieties of roles, such as We're in the Millers, which is a comedy which he's really good in. And then the person to play Freddy is Daniel Kaluuya. He's been in films such as Black Panther, but his most notable film that I thought he would be perfect for is Get Out, where he plays this young man who goes to see his girlfriend's family, and the family are in some weird thing where they have to punish black people. It's a whole sort of like modern slavery type thing by brainwashing them. And then to play Charles, I thought James McAvoy. I thought this because he was great in the film Split, where he plays multiple personalities, where he obviously he plays a young man, he plays an old man, and he plays like a transgender man. And I thought he was excellent in it, and I thought he would be perfect for it. He's also played roles in big films like X-Men. And then for Kate, I thought Letitia Wright, because she's a British actress, she's up and coming, and I thought she was perfect for this film because of her role in an episode of Black Mirror called The Black Museum, where she plays this young woman who goes to this place where it shows all these punishment tools in the future, and it ends with her punishing the man that took her dad in captive through some sort of visual element, and his personality is still in there, and she sort of puts him in there. And then she's also played a role in Black Panther, which she was excellent in as well.
Can we see your budget, please?
Yep. So the budget overall, I think, will be about £4 million. So for the pre-production, so writing, producers, thought about 80k would be about right. And the production, thought about £2.5 million for all of the various roles and casts, roles and crew that will be needed. Visual effects, I thought 70k, because I don't think there'll be many visual effects in there, but if there will be, I think I want to make them the high standards as possible. And then in post-production, I'd say about 5k for all the editing, 500k for all the editing and post-production music and rights. And then for the production schedule, I thought it would take place in a year or so, with all the different elements, so such as like casting talent, like scouting locations, getting locations ready. I thought overall that would be about right.
Who's your target audience, please?
Yep. So, due to the fact this is a horror film, I think the target audience would be majority male, because I think stereotypically they prefer horror movies to females, and I think be a young audience because of the topic we're talking about age between 17 and 25. The majority of these, the audience will be like middle class. However, their income will be fairly low due to the fact they're being students or just got into work, and of course the wages when you just get into work are quite low.
Okay, can I see your storyboard, script and sample materials, please?
Yep. So the script is near the ending of the film, where they're in a like an empty room, a dark room with a chair in it, and there'll be Freddy tied up into the chair, and Thomas loses like at the climax of his thoughts in his mind. And basically this is the beginning of it, and it ends, this is just a short snippet of it, but it ends with Thomas killing himself because he can't take the voices in his head anymore. And then the storyboard, the scene for this is when Thomas finds out when he loses, finds out that he finds out that Thomas finds out that Freddy's with the girl he likes, and he goes mad and like very angry. This is the first sample footage.
Oh my fucking god, what's going on with me? I'm mental. What the fuck? What's going on?
And then the second one is this.
Oh, fuck's sake! Apparently, you know that girl I like, yeah? Apparently a man plays basketball up here, but I don't know, are you sure?
I think he's over there, you know.
Yeah, fucking up.